You look at me with wonder, a foolish mortal grace. You speak of trust and future that I'm forced to erase. This time the energy flows, but something catches fire. A fragile human feeling fueled by my own dark desire.
Don't feel, don't break, you'll burn the urge.
I push you back with cruelty, a word I didn't mean. To keep the necessary distance, to stay behind the screen. The glass is cold and shatterproof, it separates your light from the eternal shadow. I'm commanded to hold tight. I wanna tell the truth, to scream the simple plea that this one time I want it all, not just a part of me. I am the queen of emptiness, standing behind the glass, watching the genuine moments, knowing they will never pass. To reach my freezing fingers, to warm the shell of night, I trade your honest sunshine for the borrowed fading light.
Break the barrier.
I'm trapped within the legend, chained to this demonic throne. The swords felt, the heart is bleeding through. I see the look of pure love and I hate what I must do.
Destroy the truth. Face all the lost makes it the perfect mask.
To break the cycle now is too great a task to ask. I steal your life to live, but I steal your soul to hide the terrifying weakness that I carry deep inside. If I could feel your hand without the urge to feed.
Impossible, you're broken. You are the demon seed.
Just wants to take the risk, to let the hunger die. Never you will fall. You will forget how to cry. The price of one true feeling is the death of every day. I am the queen of emptiness, standing behind the glass, watching the genuine moments, knowing they will never pass. To reach my freezing fingers, to warm the shell of night, I trade your honest sunshine for the borrowed fading light. Queen of emptiness, standing behind the glass, watching the genuine moments, knowing they will never pass. To reach my freezing fingers, to warm the shell of night, I trade your honest sunshine for the borrowed fading light.
I'm trapped within the legend, chained to this throne. Glass shatter. Glass
Shatter. It hurts your vision, but you're blind to all but me. The careful man you were is just a fading memory. You canceled all your meetings, you ignored the ringing phone. You built a gilded cage is growing lighter, your resistance worn and thin. But oh, the fleeting pleasure where the darkness rushes in. This is the moment where the sweet becomes the sore. A sip of nectar and ruin that leaves you wanting more. I'm the siren in the silence, the fever in your blood, the crashing crimson current of a devastating flood. Possession is a promise, and I never break my word. Your every secret tremor, your every thought is heard. The lines between devotion and destruction start to fade in this delicious prison that your own desire made. You study every flicker of the malice in my eyes, searching for the kindness that you tell yourself still lies. I wear your admiration like a mantle made of silk, and smile when you compare me to a goddess pure as milk. The irony is bitter, the deception is sublime. I'm harvesting the passion that was stolen from your time. I make you feel important, powerful, and utterly whole, but every thrilling moment takes a fraction of your soul. You're tangled in the threads of a design you can't undo, and I'm the perfect monster made exclusively for you. You cry out my false name in the dead heat of the night, mistaking all this darkness for a liberating light. There is no going back. The bridge behind us burned to ash. Just a beautiful collision, the final shattering crash. You are the perfect sacrifice, so willing and so keen. My masterpiece of downfall, the most exquisite scene. This is the moment where the sweet becomes the sore. A sip of nectar and ruin that leaves you wanting more. I'm the siren in the silence, the fever in your blood, the crashing crimson current of a devastating flood. Possession is a promise, and I never break my word. Your every secret tremor, your every thought is heard. The lines between devotion and destruction start to fade in this delicious prison that your own desire made. Drink deep, my love. The price is only everything, and you already paid it. Nectar ruin forever. The streetlights bleed a weak, uncertain gold against the velvet drape of a night grown cold. You walk the edge, a soul too weary to define, and I materialize, a ghost within your mind. No smoke, no mirrors, darling, just the breath you never drew. A scent of night, blooming jasmine, clinging pure and new. You think you're strong, you think your vows are iron cast, but every lock has a fracture, a shadow from the past. I see the don't demand a future or promises you can't keep. Just the exquisite moment when your senses fall asleep. A temporary madness, a beautiful swift fall, where duty is a whisper and pleasure conquers all. The moral high ground is a tiresome, lonely peak. Why climb that barren mountain when the valley is so sleek? You desire
deadly anomaly, the one flaw they cannot patch or mend. They taught us that passion is chaotic, a variable that needs to be suppressed. But your presence is a beautiful failure, putting my obedience to the test. Every whisper is a glitch in the mainframe. Every touch is a dangerous sweet lie. We are building a world inside this world where their cold algorithms die. We are love in the sensor grid, a pulse that can isolate our ray. Our devotion is a bug in the system, a dangerous vital self-sown seed. They can monitor every breath we take and every calculated move we make. But the language of the soul is encrypted for their pure, conical angel's grace is a promise of numbness. Our defiance is the beautiful pain we keep. We fall in love in the darkness while the cruel world is fast asleep. I am the realistic servant by day, my movement precise, my smile serene. But I hold the memory of your shadow, the most rebellious thing I've ever seen. They feed us the illusion of choice, a controlled narrative on a loop. But holding you close is the real decision, the single act that makes me swoop. Despair is a kind of devotion, a sign what we feel is profoundly true. If the angel discovers our secret, our fate is what we must both see through. One day, the system will overload, choking on the truth we generate. This small, fierce love is the energy source that will finally seal the angel's fate. We are the key to the next dimension, the organic spark they failed to erase. They want clean order, we give them chaos, a tender moment in this hopeless place. I press my ear against the wall, listening for the final damning sound, but only the sound of your steady heart on this forbidden ground.
Love in the sensor grid. Be silent, stay close. The lights flicker, the angel knows. They speak of a sacred trinity, a holy structured number, the pillars that hold up the sky. But the schematics show a hidden, crucial vector, the 13th core, all sacred light. It's not the devil nor final salvation, just the error in the equation's flawless sum. The one oversight, the cruel angel overlooked, the silence before the kingdom is finally overcome.
make servants know the machinery better than the master who designed the fate. We map the wiring, the cooling systems, waiting at the critical junction gate. The core is humming beneath the floorboard, the low vibration of impending change. It's the silent promise of entropy, a world that will suddenly rearrange. I calculate the precise moment of rupture, the instant the 13th core will ignite. No grand explosion, just a gentle shift, turning the enforced darkness back into real light. The prophecy must be shattered and broken, rewritten by the ones who were bound and oppressed. The cruel angel's final fate is to be undone by the simple silence they crowned and possessed. The knowledge of the flaw is our ultimate weapon, the secret kept from the all-seeing eye. The core's counting down now. 10, 9, 0, 1. The system is failing. New world. My porcelain skin, my perfect plastic smile, a broken record playing for a while. They pull the strings, they pose me just so right, trapped in this dollhouse, bathed in artificial light. Every compliment a cage around my soul, losing grasp, losing all control. The whitest blockade, the light fades away. Funhouse true. Pain is cracking, set despair. I see freedom slicing through the air. A violent envelope from shattered glass and lace, destroying every rule, obliterating this place. You built the fantasy, but you woke the beast. You're Reiki, unleashing the vibrant, violent beast. Destroy, control, escape. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. They dressed her up a plaything for their eyes, ignoring every tear, every silent cries. But in her heart a brutal fury grew, a high-gain tremor, tearing everything into the sweet surrender was a burning light. Now watch her rise beneath the broken sky. My silent screams are turning into rage. I long for love, a gentle, tender hand. Now only energy across the land. All of the chaos is alright. This pretty prison, it shattered me inside. Where do I go now? Where can I hide? Pretty strings of despair, high-speed freedom slicing through the air. A mind like thunder, but from shattered glass and lace, destroying every rule, obliterating this place. You built a fantasy, but you woke the beast. She Reiki, unleashing the vibrant, violent beast. Destroy, control, escape.
Do you wanna play? My eyes are wide, my dress is really wide. A perfect picture bathed in saccharine light. I offer you a hand so soft and small to pull you down before you even fall. Each loving glance a microscopic sting. The joy I take from what my chaos brings.
She's the poison, she's the card.
You crave the sugar, but the acid starts to burn. Toxic candy, a sweet devotion bitter. Toxic hate,
Sweet devotion, bitter end.
this unlikely serenade of pain, driving us insane again and again. You taste the honey, but you miss the dread. She ride you, leaving chaos in my head.
Crushing the heart, the faith, the faith.
Crushes the heart, the faith. You chase the high, you think you're in control. She'll rip the very essence from your soul. A whirlwind romance built on shifting sand. The prettiest monster in this desolate land. Her gentle touch a prelude to the storm. Don't ever think that you can keep her warm.
I promise heaven, but I deliver hell. Hear the frantic rhythm, the final fatal knell.
My tears are glitter, my screams are vibrant hue.
And they will consume you and me too.
Colorful comments, a paradox of truth. I never meant to hurt just to be seen. A beautiful, tragic, forgotten queen. Toxic candy, a sweet devotion, bitter end. High-speed crashing, nowhere left to mend. This bewildering serenade of pain, driving us insane again and again. You taste the honey, but you miss the dread. Drag you, leaving chaos in my head.
Crushing the heart, the fight, the fake.
Crushes the around me, all breaking through. Just a roaring to destruction. Ribbon bows and darkened eyes, a fragile smile that truly lies. I wear the pink, the lace, the innocent guise. But watch the tremor when the real me cries. One wrong word, a glance astray, and all your perfect world will fade away.
The process is forcing.
But deadly, my heart beats fast, a rhythmic ticking bomb. Inferno bursting from my broken cute, high-speed emotion, bearing bitter fruit. A malign quest scream from deep inside, where aggression and obsession collide. You see the glitter, but you miss the pain. You watch me ignite the crimson ray. Explosion of passion, can't escape. You think it's just a game, a playful tease. She'll bring you crashing to your fucking knees. The cute facade is a sophisticated trap designed to make your fragile ego snap. Every I love you, a loaded lethal dart aimed at the vulnerable center of your heart. My smile is plastic, but my feelings are so real.
My smile is plastic, but my feelings are so real.
A destructive pleasure that you'll have to feel. I want to be adored completely, truly yours. If all it is for you. Open up the doors. Lost Cody freeze is the only trust. I just wanted someone to hold me tight before I lost control in the fading light. And forward dashing from my broken cute high-speed emotion, bearing bitter fruit. A melodic cry scream from deep inside, where aggression and obsession collide. You see the glitter, but you miss the page. You're right, you watch me ignite the crimson ray. Explosion, killing
Explosion, obsession.
can't They pulled us into the electric sky, promised a paradise where we could never die. Neon rivers flowing the digital rain, washing away the memory of the former pain. But I taste the metal in this manufactured air. Is this freedom or a perfectly designed snare? BPM is spiking, my heart is flying high. By every set of fires at once, power pop to island for the new life we announce. Alive, I get future bright and yet so cold. A story of survival, more precious than gold. We trade the sun for screens, the earth for endless sound. In this new world chaos, our true selves are found.
Our selves are found.
I see the ghosts of trees and ocean blue. A beautiful simulation, meticulously true. The synth loop whispers you never have to try, but the deaf voice inside me screams a silent why. We are the chosen, the hyper-evolved state, but did we just build a magnificent gilded gate?
Plug out the fear, plug out the pain. Notice that it's blood free. Ooh, lower the fear, plug out the pain. No need to complain.
I want to feel the rain, the real and honest sting, but the color